George Groves, George, your former teammate, your former stable, Shane McGuigan, and Chris Billam-Smith retains his world title. They said he had to beat a Coley, had to be Riakporhe. That was a treble that was there. He seemed to do it again. What did you make of his performance?
It was great, wasn't it? I mean, it was a real comfortable win from Chris Billam-Smith. From where I wasn't working this evening, so I wasn't sitting there with a pen and paper. Usually I'm sitting there working, scoring every round. But I got to be honest, some of the first 2, maybe 3 rounds felt kind of close, where I wasn't scoring them, and I'm like, maybe, if I watch it back on tape and see who won those rounds. But it always felt like Chris was just at the better work rate, dictated the pace, won the exchanges, and finished the round strong. So he was always going to be winning those rounds. I don't know how the viewers at home scored it. I don't know how the commentary scored it, but it felt pretty comfortable. And then listening to the judges' scorecards, I think, was it 116, 113, 117 or something, 113, something like that. So it felt pretty comfortable. And Riakporhe had the point off, taken off in the 11th or the 12th, just like sort of a nail in the coffin for it. But I was waiting for Riakporhe to pull the trigger, which we know I felt like he can't, he doesn't. And Chris Billam-Smith, great performance, solid performance, experienced performance from him, and got the job done and retains his world title.
Can I ask you, does Chris do a good job of suffocating his opponent? It seemed like Riakporhe couldn't get that right hand off, and we know he has the power, and that was what everything was going off into this fight. Riakporhe's got the power, Chris Billam-Smith's got the engine, that's how to work. But does he do a good job of suffocating his opponent?
Yeah, he did. I mean, Chris Billam-Smith, I think, has proven that he's got a great chin. There's been times where we've seen him take full-blooded shots from Lawrence Okolu. We've seen him take full-blooded shots from many, many opponents, and he rides it. He might look buzzed, but he recovers quickly. He's fitness fanatic. He's super strong in his legs, and he comes again. And Riakporhe was never going to win this fight with one shot. He was going to have to put the shots together, and he wasn't able to. And whether that was down to Chris Billam-Smith just always adapting and changing the distance and making him uncomfortable, fidgeting, punching him out of range, or punching him out of position, or was it Riakporhe couldn't pull the trigger? Do you know what I mean? So it's one and a half to the other. You don't want to take anything away from Chris Billam-Smith. I thought he boxed brilliant tonight. Measured, clever, no free shots. He got caught the odd time, but nowhere near as reckless as we've seen him before in the past. Experienced performance of Chris Billam-Smith.
Final fight, there you go. There seems to be the rounds, and it seems to have a lot of legs to this. Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, September 21st, Wembley Stadium. What do you make of that fight, if that fight happens?
I'm excited about that fight. I think it's a great fight. I think both guys are in great form. Anthony Joshua seems to have had a new lease of life under Ben Davison. His last fight was pretty good, albeit against a cage fighter. And Daniel Dubois, he got caught a lot against Hrgovic, but he weathered the storm and broke his heart, gassed him out and got rid of him. And I think, obviously I think he was stopped on cuts in the end, but, he felt like it was one-way traffic and Dubois was going to get him. We've seen an improved Dubois of late, I think that's an interesting fight. I think if you think that Ant Joshua walks that fight, then that's not really a wise choice. You make Joshua the favourite, sure, but I think Dubois is certainly in the shot of that fight, and I think he's improving fight on fight. 26, 27 years of age now, confidence under him, punches hard, which we know, decent chin, takes the licks, and sort of really backs himself now. Do you know what I mean? He really, really backs himself. So he's got through that, a fight with Jarrell Miller where it felt like, he was always sort of in control, but, he went through the gears in the end to get rid of the man in front of him. Hrgovic, he was not the favourite, and he upset the apple cart there, won by stoppage. Would he want to do it again against Joshua? I'm sure he would. I'd love to see the fight. I think it's a great fight.
Okay, George, appreciate your time. I know you're not here working, so you enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
And I'll speak to you soon, mate. Top man, thank you very much. Top man.